Late into his shift at the Santiago metro station, well known for its multiple reports of ghostly sightings, this man had spent most of the night sitting and staring at screens. With eyes heavy and mind wandering, he decided to take a stroll by the leisure area to get some blood flowing and snag a late night snack. However, as he gets there, he caught a chair moving on its own out of the corner of his eye, followed by a screen turning on by itself. With it not being the first time he witnessed something strange there, he immediately fishes out his phone and starts recording. That's when he caught something on camera he'll never forget. Take a look.
Oh, conchetumare. Oh, mierda. Oh, qué weá. Qué weá. Oh, cabro, weón.
Did you spot the pool balls moving by themselves? Just as he felt a chill running down his spine, the cue stick decided to dive on its own too. But how does one explain cue balls coming to life? Is this why the Santiago metro station is known to be haunted? Well, there are many reports like this from that station, but perhaps the most fascinating is that of a woman who took the last train on line 1, alone in her carriage, or so she thought, because soon she noticed 3 passengers sat in seats that were empty when she got in, a woman and 2 kids, staring intently at her. Another passenger boarded and, after realizing what was going on, whispered to her, "Don't look at her face, get off at the next stop with me." Heeding his advice, she learned the chilling truth. A mother and her 2 children had lost their lives years earlier to a speeding train, and ever since then, multiple passengers swear to have witnessed the strange paranormal sighting with their own eyes. Reckon the Santiago metro station is really haunted with all these crazy stories. No wonder that man went running to his colleagues like a toddler scared by their siblings, after witnessing something like that.
Oh, mierda. Oh, qué weá.
Found a creepy video you'd like us to feature? Send us the link on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram at GoosePimplesYT. Also, if you enjoy scary videos like this, subscribe and click the bell icon to get a notification every time we upload a new one. Number 9. Mystery at the mall. Imagine going to the mall to get some personal things. You pack your ride by the parking lot to head into the mall, only for you to return with bags in your hands and jaws nearly touching the floor at the sight before you. This guy was left in such a head-scratching situation that provoked him, and he requested to see the manager for some answers. However, after reviewing the CCTV footage, they were left with more questions than answers. Here's what was caught.
这个男的过去之后，车头先往这边移了一下，然后就腾空飞起来了，见鬼！耶，看到了？你在缝里那个，看到了？我问一下子。哎，刚刚把个缝，把个洗澡一个。哎，看到了？看到了？你这别了，就躲。
As the man walked past the scooter, it seemed life seeped into it and began to ram against the rail before toppling over. The incident caught the attention of passers-by as they stood bewildered at the spectacle. There's no way on earth anyone would leave their bike engines running while they're shopping in the mall. So what gives? How do we make sense of this bizarre incident? Could it have been a mechanical malfunction with a dash of Murphy's Law thrown in for good measure? Or was it a mischievous poltergeist? Desperate for a joyride on a Vespa it never got to experience in the land of the living? With open minds, be sure to share your thoughts and theories about this one in the comments. Number 8. Haunted Granny's House. Poltergeist activities at an elderly's house have become some sort of an urban legend, with stories about them whispered by those who have experiences. However, when our guy visited his grandparents' house, the haunted fables became too real to ignore.
Tipo ho sentito strisciare nel vetro, quindi non so che cazzo No, vabbè ragazzi, io sono terrorizzato, ma proprio nel... No, vabbè. Direi che vado via, perché nei film consiglio sempre questa cosa qua.
Woken up by the eerie creaking of the floorboard upstairs and dogs barking ominously from the next house. He decided to investigate if they were being robbed, since no one else was in the house. Little did he know that he was up against more than just masked burglars. This appeared to be something way more sinister. As he tracks a disturbance to a room upstairs, he's greeted by a chilling sight. Scratching on the glass, chandeliers swaying as if moved by an invisible hand, like a scene straight out of a horror movie. But wait, there's more to this spine-tingling tale. You see, this isn't just a random encounter with the supernatural. His grandparents had called this place home for generations, never encountering any bizarre occurrence until recently, when things started to move. Indistinct chatterings were heard in the hallways. Phantom footsteps all around and whatnot. So, our guy, being just a concerned grandson, wanted to prove that it was all in their heads, decided to spend a couple of nights and record the whole experience. But from his encounters so far, someone or something might actually be lurking in the shadows. And if you thought this was all he experienced that night, well, see for yourself.
Mi sembra il caso di proseguire con questa cosa, non so come. Il vaso non era lì. Il vaso non era lì. Questo vaso non era lì. Non era assolutamente lì. Era qualche scalino più giù, ma non era qui. Ok.
Immediately after seeing the closet slammed shut and the vase right in the middle of the staircase, he saw something in the room that made his blood run cold. Don't worry, it's pretty hard to spot, so let's slow it down and zoom in. If the first two weren't warning enough, this last bit definitely drove the point home as he bolted downstairs in search of a much needed pair of spare pants. After the dust settled, he felt he had to go back there to be sure there weren't one-off events. Because why else would anyone in their right mind willingly set foot in a house that's practically a paranormal playground? At the earliest light, he gracefully packed his things and headed home to review the clips with his wife, who might have been wondering why he suddenly likes having sleepovers at grandma's. Much to the bewilderment of him and his wife, the blanket on the other bed moved at the same time he felt the temperature in the room drastically drop. Now that it's clear they possibly have a pesky poltergeist on their hands, they seek help, and people suggest that they inspect all the items they've recently brought into the house. Meanwhile, his grandmother had bought a vintage scarf from a yard sale. His next mission was to dispose of the scarf and clean the house of any malevolent spirit.
Corrente forse era. Pronto? Era mio fratello.
fratello.
Having arrived in the house to windows wide open and the TV on, his attention was caught by a sound from behind. Shortly after, the phone rang, and he answered to be met with an unsettling silence on the other end, a taste of things to come on this intrepid mission.
Vi giuro, è inquietante.
In an eerie twist, someone or something threw the scarf to the ground. Did you notice how quickly he panned the camera in that direction? That's not something you don't see very often with ghost videos. With a hesitant hand, he hurriedly picked up the scarf and tossed it in the furthest trash bin. After that, a thorough purification was done, and the uploader testified that they no longer experienced any bizarre events in the house, and that his grandparents moved back in. We've seen a lot of ghost stories in our day. Could this one be the real deal? Or did they put on a great haunted charade for our entertainment? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Number 7. Ghostly revenge. Sometimes paranormal activities don't take place in the house or at a cemetery. They take place in a van, Some claim that he was experiencing a supposedly haunted area and headed back into his van after an unfruitful day of ghost hunting. Could this have been the paranormal entity's way of getting back at him for meddling in their ghostly affairs? Or was it just a classic case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time? How do you explain what you've just witnessed? Are they pulling the wool over our eyes? Maybe. But what if there's something far more sinister at play here? We'll leave this one for you to decide. Number 6. Creeper in the Salon. This video you're about to watch will leave you more terrified than any paranormal video will ever be able to. Don't believe me? Take a look.
Happy Monday.
Hi.
I just came to come say hi.
Hi.
Because it said it was open, so I figured, you know what? I'll come to flirt to whoever is in here.
Oh, I'm waiting for somebody to get here though.
Oh, I'll be leaving in 2 minutes, so at least it'll be quick.
Okay.
Squeeze it, you lift it, and then you bend it.
Okay.
What's your name?
Brenda.
Danny. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're Brenda. What is the secret handshake? Here, check it out real quick. Stand up for me.
Okay.
Instead of me calling you Brenda,
Okay.
I will end up calling you Brandy.
Okay.
From now on.
Okay.
Brandy. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Here, squeeze it,
Okay.
lift it, and bend it. And then give me your left hand now.
Okay.
And say huevo.
Well,
Since I'm teaching you Spanish, I'm going to teach
I know
you
Spanish.
¿De dónde eres?
Mi esposo es mexicano.
This creep walks into this woman's salon before it is opened. But if you thought this was already creepy enough, wait till you see what happens next.
And then move your arm up and down like this. ¿Sea cómo aprendiste tu español?
Mi esposo.
Por medio.
Sí.
Y ahora, levántalo. Y diga el mamón.
El mamón.
Y diga caterre.
Cataré.
Y después haga así. Así. Y después estire por los próximos 10 segundos. Vamos a contar. 1, 2, con este. Ven, córrete hacia acá. Y ahora lo que vamos bien para la voz vaina. Si It's too chatty even for hot sauce and every food.
I eat jalapenos like apple.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like apple.
Yes, with every meal.
No way.
Yes.
Do it again. And go like that. So the reason I'm rolling it up is because I'm just seeing how strong the entire arm is. If it's either flabby or strong. You say, oh,
Oh,
how old are you?
I'm 42.
You don't look 42.
Thank you.
But you look, I would say 32.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Say, oh.
Oh.
And say, oh. If you got no idea.
No idea.
Why the hell would he need to know how strong her arms are? This is getting weirder by the minute. At this point, she's so terrified that she's willing to do everything he's asking, so long as he keeps wasting time until the client she's expecting eventually arrives.
Ya mi abrazo. Aprieta. Y ahora, pasa así. Acércate más. Porque estamos haciendo un masaje de cintura. Eso. Mantén así. Y diga, You want to bite the form for her to get ready.
I have to go with my gun. Yes, thank you.
Definitely. Nice to meet you.
You too.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Oh, and say huevo.
Huevo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
All right. I hope you liked it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thankfully, she arrived just in time because he was about to lead her out the shop. But did you notice it? He forgot his phone on her chair. So after he left, they checked through his phone and found the creepiest search history you could ever find on one's phone. Things like, where is the nearest police station, and how to kidnap and eat people. What an absolute freak. A pretty dumb one at that, since he forgot the one thing that would most likely lead the police straight to his doorstep. Be careful out there. Always lock your doors, even if you're just waiting for someone. Number 5. Room of Shadows. They say a mother's intuition is sharper than a chef's knife, and boy, were they right. When this mum noticed her daughter's sudden aversion to her room, she knew there was more to it than bedtime blues. So, she decided to review the security camera footage of her room, but what she found sent chills down her spine. This was the first time she noticed her daughter's discomfort in her room, so she dug deeper and found this clip that explains everything. The mother recalled her daughter running into the room crying that a woman screamed at her in her room. She said she didn't hear anyone scream at the time and just shrugged it off. Besides, it wasn't likely that someone broke into their home without setting off the alarm. She also claimed that she went into the room to check, but it was all clear. But after reviewing this clip, she understood why her little angel hated her room so much. What do you think about this? A naughty neighbour trying to scare the girl from outside the window, or something far more sinister at play here? Let us know. Number 4. New home dilemma. Moving into a new apartment comes with excitement and a refreshing feel, especially when it's in a better part of town. This family recently moved to this house with such feelings but was oblivious to its mysterious past. If only they knew the evil that existed in the place. Here is the paranormal concoction that left them gasping.
Son las... no sé si se alcance a ver, las 3 de la mañana con 1 minuto. Y mi hermana me acaba de levantar porque dice que se escuchan ruidos en el cuarto. Mi esposo y mi niña están dormidos y vamos a ir a ver qué se escucha. En el cuarto no hay nadie, solamente estamos mi hermana, mi hija, mi esposo y yo. Aquí en este cuarto está solo porque en estos últimos días nadie ha podido dormir aquí. Como podrán ver, el cuarto está totalmente solo. Y pues nadie duerme aquí. Solo estamos nosotros. Mi hermana dice que se escuchan cosas, pero... Ay, me asusté. Pero no sé, pues no se oye nada. No sabe. Amor, amor, levántate. Levántate porque...
It all started off like a joke, some sort of late night hide and seek with an unseen force, but when their chittering got too much for their brother to bear, he decided to show the entity who's boss, and this happened.
Estamos solos. No sabemos qué fue lo que pudo haber pasado. Mi esposo anda viendo. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué es, amor?
Se movió la puerta, no sé qué. ¿Qué va a estar aquí? Nada, no hay nada. A ver, espérate.
No hay nada. No hay nada en el baño.
First off, we've got to acknowledge this guy's nerves of steel, diving headfirst into the source of the paranormal chaos. But who or what could be depriving them of a much needed sleep?
Seguimos grabando porque no dejan de escucharse los ruidos. Son las 3:19 de la mañana. No dejan de escucharse las cosas. ¿Abre la puerta?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? A ver, abre la puerta.
Cuidado, cuidado.
Yo primero.
Se escucha bien claro, pero no hay nadie. No hay nadie afuera de la casa.
Pártale para enfrente. Mira.
Solamente se escuchan todos. La gente ahorita a estas horas está dormida. No sabemos qué sea. Ya tenemos días sintiendo cosas extrañas. Últimamente se siente una vibra medio extraña.
And just when they thought the disturbance was only from outside, this happened, and all of them trembled like a leaf.
¡Ay, Dios! ¿Viste la mona en la cabeza? La cabeza de la mona.
Es por los nervios, mi amor, es por los nervios.
Estamos solos. No sabemos qué hacer.
Did you notice how that doll stood for a brief second before falling as they banned the camera? Or how violently the door was knocked again? This is starting to feel more than just a prankster's antics, and more like a poltergeist presence.
Seguimos aquí en la grabación. Mi esposo fumando, que no falta el vicio. Mi hermana aquí casi llorando. ¡La puerta!
¿Quién anda ahí?
Vean, es que no hay nadie. No es nadie. Todo se ve absolutamente solo. No hay absolutamente... ¡Ay, esperen! Amor,
¿Qué pasó?
¿escuchaste?
Sí.
¿Estás bien, hija? ¡Ay, güey! No manches.
At this point, the man reaches his tipping point, promising to deal with whoever is pulling such an expensive prank on his family. However, he fails to entertain the possibility of other forces being at play here. How does he explain the doll's movement and other things around the house? If they didn't get it, then I bet they are about to do so now.
Ay, Dios. Estamos solas, mi esposo le tocó trabajar hoy. Estamos nosotras solas. Tenemos mucho miedo. No, abrázame. Tenemos mucho miedo. Hace como 15 imposible. Ay. Nos es imposible dormir. Cuando estamos solas. Ay, no, no puede ser. No puede ser, no puede ser. Cada vez se nos hace más difícil. Ay, Dios. Ay, Dios. Ay, no.
With the orchestra of peace and calm out of the picture, the unholy present returns to haunt and set their hearts racing. With their hero unavailable, how would the lady survive the night?
Ay, Dios mío. Ay. No sé si alcanzaron a ver, pero se movió la cortina.
The ladies then decide to confront the demon or whatever it was from its source, but what they found made them wish they never opened that door. Take a look.
Vamos a ver qué había, pero no hay nadie. No se ve. ¡Ay, Dios! ¿Qué fue eso?
Someone or something tosses a knife in their direction, as if to let them know what was coming next. Sure, it's the wee hours, and they couldn't run outside the house into the streets, but their beds couldn't save them from whatever danger was coming. This was the last video they uploaded on their TikTok channel, which makes you wonder, did they get hurt, or were they able to get rid of their paranormal roommate? Real poltergeist activities, or did you pick holes in their story? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 3. Ghostly touch. Get ready to have your reality flipped upside down. The footage you're about to watch has left even the most skeptical minds scratching their heads for answers. It's borderline unimaginable. Take a look. As Hyanahe from The Boys dazzled the crowd with his performance, eagle-eyed fans couldn't help but notice a mysterious hand resting on his shoulders, only to vanish into thin air moments later. With none of his members anywhere near him at the time, whose hand was that? Was it a glitch in the Matrix? A sneaky muggle who stole the invisibility cloak from Hogwarts?
That's an invisibility cloak!
Or perhaps an extraterrestrial fan trying to get up close and personal with their favourite star? We'll let you be the judge of this one. Number 2. The Haunted Ward. The man in the video you're about to watch was in the clinic when he felt like he wasn't the only one around, so he bought his phone to record the subtle signs he's been seeing, so no one would think he's losing his mind. Here's the hair-raising sight he caught on camera. Hospitals are paranormal hotspots, and it's no surprise that our guy was quick to whip out his phone to record. How can we explain a cup moving on its own? Strings? Why would he carry strings in his pocket to a hospital bed? But what if it was the ghost of someone who'd passed away in that ward, playing tricks from the great beyond? Or an in-betweener trying to catch his attention? The possibilities are as chilling as they are endless. Be sure to let us know what you think. Number 1. The nun sighting. Attending funerals can be a time to reflect on life and perhaps connect with distant cousins and other family members. But when the deceased decides to crash the party, you bet people would run faster than their family ties can pull them together. Take a look at the chaotic concoction that left many in utter disbelief. During a remembrance ceremony for the dead in this church, a deceased nun was caught on camera in the proceedings. Although no one noticed at the time, attention was drawn to a strange figure amongst the crowd while replaying the ceremony footage. Upon closer inspection, some suggest it appears to be a nun buried in the nearby grave. Was it truly the spirit of the departed, making a spectral appearance to pay her respects? Or was it an over-enthusiastic follower dressed up as her spiritual idol to partake in the ceremony? Hey, here's a playlist full of creepy stuff caught on camera for you to enjoy. Don't forget to bump the like button, subscribe and click the bell icon to avoid missing our weekly SPOOKFEST. Thanks for watching. Stay in the dark.